Well, good morning. Pastor Greg, Faith Lutheran Church, Harvey, North Dakota, here with you this fine Wednesday morning, June 23rd, the year 2021. We're flying through this year. I think each year they get a little faster, and a little faster, and here we go. In any case, here I am coming to you with my short midweek message and devotion. And I'm always glad to do that. I'm glad to hear and have you with me for 10 minutes or so in this video. I appreciate the time that you take to look at it. So I hope it's a blessing to you, as much as it is a blessing to me to share this information with you. I'm back from vacation. I came back in the office yesterday. I got plenty of things to do, got rested up, where Judy and I were able to see our youngest daughter for a couple days and her husband, Sammy and Evan, and their little one, Brooklyn, and helped prepare the nursery for the new one. It's a new one coming in August, so very shortly. Look excited about how that's all going to play out in the next few months. We're able to go and actually worship. Judy and I worshiped at Red Willow Bible Camp, where my son-in-law, Frank Johnson, Kate's husband, is the executive director. So we stopped in there and worshiped, a short 20-minute worship, and then we're able to spend some time with them and the two grandkids there as well. In the meantime, we rested, we did a little work, we did a little stuff like that. Other than that, typical vacation stuff. So, what's happened, since the last time. It's been 2 weeks. Vacation Bible School finished. We had a great turnout, I think, considering we did it differently this year, two different groups. Glad to do it that way. That Faith Builders team will meet up and discuss what worked and what didn't work and where we'll go from there. So I'm looking forward to the time with them to begin to look towards our fall. Can you believe it? Our fall programming. So excited to do that. I want to thank Pastor Kevin Roller. Pastor Kevin accepted his call from us that we extended to him, that Faith extended to him as associate pastor here in our congregation. It's a joyous occasion to have him join us, even though it's a voluntary. I hate to use that term. It's not voluntary, but because the Lord has called him, and we've called him. He's just handling him a little different than a normal pastor would be handled. So, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But thank him for preaching on Sunday. I listened to his message, which has been posted to our YouTube account. I got my previous week's message posted there. I haven't shared them either to the Facebook page, or I haven't emailed. I'll send that out when it comes out with this particular video. So thank him for leading and also being adaptable. We had trouble with our projector during VBS. I thought I had the problem solved. The projector failed then on the last Sunday I was here preaching, and it continued to fail last Sunday as well. I see. I've troubleshot it again for 3 to 4 hours of just time spent on it, and I cannot recreate the issue. So we're bringing in the bigwigs, or at least contacting the bigwigs who know how to do these things. So we'll hopefully get that resolved soon. In the meantime, we'll worship a little differently, maybe. I don't know. We'll see by Friday if that's the way we'll have to go. And in any case, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. We'll get over that road bump, and then we'll move forward. That's kind of what's going on. We're looking forward to our 10th anniversary celebration, doing it closer to our 11th anniversary because of COVID issues last summer. Excited to be part of that. We got, I understand Pastor Fred's coming back for our first called pastor, and then some other key people who were involved in the beginning of the congregation. We were 11 years old. I've been with you almost 6 years now, so I've been with you for a good time, and of your life, and so I'm excited about that. I'm glad that you've called me here, and look forward to seeing where we can move ahead. Well, that's those are really the things that we're looking to in the future. At this point, that's what I have. I'm not going to keep meandering down that road. So let's go ahead and take a look at a little devotion today. So the gospel text for Sunday is Mark 5, chapter 5, verses 21 through 43, and it's the healing of the woman who's bleeding. If you're familiar with it, you can go ahead and stop it, read it, jump back in. And it might help a little bit instead of just walking with me on this case, but I'll get us there. So we have this, Jesus has just come from over across the sea again, where he healed a demon, came back. The fishermen have to be tired of going back and forth across the sea, but that's not where I'm going with this. So anyway, we have this, and they're headed along to Jairus's house, because Jairus's daughter is about to die, and this woman touches his cloak and heals herself, and there's that. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to jump to Jairus's house, Jesus shows up at the house, and the people say, "Well, you're too late. He's died, or she's died." And Jesus says, "No, she's just asleep." And that's where I want to get to, verse 40. And it says, "And they laughed at him." That they are the weepers and the mourners that are there, those that think that and understand that the daughter has died. They laughed at him. They laughed at Jesus, and so it made me wonder, if you laugh at Jesus, if you laugh at God, there's irony in God sometimes, and so sometimes we laugh at God because we think, how silly is that? One instance is my call. At 47 years old, Jesus, or the Lord, calls me into ministry. Well, he'd called me long before that, but later in life, and I laughed. I thought, well, what can I do at this point? I'm old, not really, but yeah. So you laugh at the irony of what the Lord is doing. Sometimes we laugh at the Lord because we have just this different thought process that we know better. That's who we are. We know better than God. And so we laugh at God. A lot of that's going on even today in the world, when we say that marriage is between a man and a woman, or the whole sexuality issues, and we get laughed at, or we're laughing at God. I mean, is it? What does a God know about these things? And the Bible's pretty specific about what all of this means, what marriage is, and what sexuality is. And so we laugh at him because we know better. So there's two different ironies there. We laugh because, well, how silly is that, God? Do you really think we could do that? And he does. So he heals the daughter. The woman along the way was healed by just the touching of his cloak, and he knew what he had done, or his power had done, or as the Lord had done through him. However you want to look at that, that's a conversation for a different time. But he heals the daughter after people laugh at him. Now there's laughing. If you remember, Sarah laughed when the Lord said that she was going to be pregnant at her old age. Well, really, Lord? And that's that kind of laugh. But really, Lord, do you really think you can do that? I mean, I believe you can, but do you really think you can do that? but too much today where we laugh at the Lord because we think that the teachings are archaic and old and that we know better than what the Lord says. So, I don't know where I am for this on Sunday. When I get back from vacation, I always take time to kind of just get caught up and stuff. And I have looked at these texts before I left. And I'm not sure that's where I'm going with this, but it popped off the page for me for you today. And so that's kind of what I took pleasure at sharing with you. Well, that's all I'm going to say about that. Then next we have prayers. We have a lot of things. We have our prayer lists. That's always a good start. It keeps getting people added to it. We didn't clear it this year like we usually do, but that's fine. Pray for them all. Then continue to pray for rain in the farmers, both in their health, physical and spiritual, as well as saving what crop they have or having yields that are acceptable enough to pay the bills. Also, I would offer that you give Pastor Kevin Roller some prayers today as he begins a different ministry, although it'll look a lot the same. We now have given him some authority as a congregation to do certain things. And so let's see what happens through Kevin in the world. I'm excited to see it. So those are the things that I would suggest you pray for today. As always, like we do on Sunday mornings, if there's one particular person you think needs prayer, or maybe you should pray for someone you don't think needs prayer because they need prayer too. That's what I have for you today. Again, thank you for spending a few minutes with me. I've gone a little bit longer than I usually do. Thank you for spending some time. I appreciate it. Blessings to you and peace to you. And as always, do take care.